Yo, anybody out there ever seen the movie Timecrimes? It's a Spanish film, subtitles, but you know, it's good. You don't want to do the dubbing, the English dubbing over movies like that. Keep the native language on there and just put some subs on. It makes it way better. Don't try to do those English dubs, man. Hello, I will take you. Would you like some Pepsi? No, thank you. I want coffee. It's like, man, no. Just let it. This is better. It's more enjoyable. Anyway, Timecrimes. Okay, that now if you haven't seen it, there's going to be some spoilers here. If you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And then it's all going to make sense on what my message today will all make sense after we explore the movie Timecrimes. Pretty modern. I don't know, 10 years old maybe. It's about this Spanish couple who move out to the farmland, and this one guy who is just taking it easy, and he's looking in his binoculars, and he notices something out in the woods, and then he goes and, you know, looks at it, and then it's just a sequence of massive mistakes after massive mistakes. Then he stumbles and bumbles into this research facility that's like in the farm over, and there's a guy there, and he jumps into this machine to hide from somebody who's chasing him, and zap, boom, he goes back in time one day. And then he figures, okay, I'm going to try to stop this from happening. But then it turns out everything that he does makes it worse and causes it to happen. And over and over and over. And there's Hector 1, Hector 2, Hector 3. He just starts replicating and replicating, trying to right his wrongs over and over and over again. But no matter what he does, he just makes it worse. And that causes the problem to continue and continue and continue. Now, I was thinking about it. Great movie, by the way. There is a pretty cool resolution in the end, but, you know, still bad things happen. I was thinking, and the scripture that I want to throw out there now is all things work together for good. Especially for those who love Christ, for those who love God. All things work together for good. Man, that's a hard one. It's easy. The little things. The big giant things. Really easy to pray that prayer. Oh, Lord, you got it. All things work together for good. But when it comes to your own personal mistakes, Lord, does that work together for my good? Do we really believe it all the way? Is the word all for me? All things? What about all the mistakes that you keep making over and over again? Will you turn that for my good? Is it for my good when you can suffer from your own mistakes? Oh Lord, make it be for my good. See, I don't believe God sends calamity. I know there's a lot of parallels to presidents doing really dumb stuff with Israel, and then all of a sudden like a hurricane or a tornado will strike America. And then you'll get pastors and preachers on TV to say, God's judgment is on the land of America for what they did. I mean, if God's judgment is on America, what about, I've said this before, what about all the other countries that straight up deny Jesus Christ? And they don't get judged like that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I think the enemy's behind all that. And it's all confusion. So it's like you try. Now, the other aspect is, you ever tried to right the wrong over and over again and you just make it worse? That's Timecrimes. And then in the end, the guy sits down in a chair and he just stops. He stops. He stops moving so fast. He stops trying to fight all the events that are going on. And he just slowly moves a chair, sits down, kind of knows exactly what's going to happen. And he's way more at peace, even though he's totally beat up. He's fallen down and been in car accidents and cut up all over the place because of all the mistakes and all the effort that he tried to change history, to change the inevitable outcome over and over again. Until the end, he's just bloody and beat up, and he just... and he gives up and he just sits down in a chair. And like some of the smallest things that he does is what helps resolve it, instead of all the big attempts, which turned him into massive calamity because of that. So I really learned a lesson. I'm trying to learn a lesson. How many of you have really enjoyed life? Like, I look over here, and there's this beautiful lake, and there's this, and I enjoy it for a minute. I snapshot it in my eyes, and I have a moment where I enjoy something, but life just kind of goes on and on and on. I've been at battle with this world and all the stuff that goes on, that now you look at your watch and it's like, boom, 20 years went by. And nobody partied more than me. Nobody had more fun more than me. And you end up going, man, I never sat down truly and just enjoyed life. Everything was high effort, go, go, go. And now that you have kids, I have kids, I have 2 kids, like 6 and almost 3. And you go through like that season of life and it's like turmoil, screams and laughs and jumping, and you end up being just like your dad. Just sit down, shut up, just be quiet. And I remember being a kid thinking about my dad, like, man, that guy is always just so uptight. You know, I'm jumping up and down on the couch and I know it's gonna make flip him out. And I thought, I'll never be like that. I'll never be that way. Oh. My wife and I had kids a little bit later in life, and now I'm like, shut. It's like, I got a headache. Dad, play with me. Nah, I gotta take a nap. Now I'm just like my dad. No wonder he would work all the time. He would just leave and go to the office. And now I know why. Because being at home is hard. It's loud. And it never ends. But when then you take a little break from it for a minute and you cherish it. You're like, oh, my little children. I want to play with them. Then you pick them up and you get ready and they fight and yell and scream. You're like, I got to get the heck out of here. Lord, I know the answer to all of that is to truly believe. First of all, faith. But faith in what? Faith that all things work together for good. Excuse me, I got a little sinuses. I tell you, when is spring gonna come? I don't know where you live. Man, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and it's basically been winter from October till, what is it, April? Oh my God. You come up here during the summertime and it's the most beautiful place in the world, but it is freaking winter for 8 months sometimes. Not North Dakota snow in winter, just freaking gray and rainy and cold. How can it be this long? Oh, here we go. All things work together for good. I don't want to fight things. There was a perfect example of it. So I'm going to cast that. Oh, I'm going to cast that to the Lord. Even the weather, all things Okay? You practice it. See ya.